Hey guys, Chrissy here at A Little Glam, A Lot of Mom. Welcome back for another holiday inspired video. So I've seen these trendy videos all over my YouTube feed, the rap and chat with me videos. Now, of course, I had to add my own little style or my own little flair to mine. So not only will I be a little extra chatty than my usual videos, you'll get a peek at some of the gifts that we have bought for our children, but I will also be sharing several low waste ideas for Christmas wrapping. So let's start with how the holiday season is treating you. I hope it's well, it's not too overwhelming. I hope that you've been able to slow it down and soak it in. For me, I love Christmas Day, right? And celebrating the birth of our Savior King and watching everyone open all the gifts that I've put so much thought and love into. But for me, it's about the days leading up to Christmas, the crafts, all the baking, the holiday Christmas movies. And so I love just that we've been able to slow down the month of December and enjoy all those holiday related activities. My 7-year-old son has really gotten into the Marvel movies this year. He's watched them with his older siblings. And so when he saw this set in the Amazon toy catalog, he went crazy for it, and it was the first item on his Christmas wish list. So it's a set of 6 12-inch Titan series Avengers, and what that means is that I guess you can add like a booster pack for noise effects. Some of them already come with a weapon. They make a great toy or a collector's item in my opinion, and it was really affordable for all 6 large action figures. So what I'm going to do for this is I'm going to place it in one of the large paper grocery bags. I always have these on hand. I cut them up for paper or I reuse them for all sorts of things. I grocery shop for a 7-person family often, right? And so it's a great way to just get use out of these. So instead of using tape to seal this shut, I'm just going to fold over the flap and use my stapler. And that makes it super easy. And then before we recycle this, we just have to make sure we do pull out the staples. This is just a simpler spin on the, trendy brown craft paper wrapping paper, which is beautiful, but really this gives the same effect without having to cut and tape, more time consuming and more waste as well. Adding burlap to anything just always makes it prettier, and burlap is reusable. I reuse it year after year after year until it just looks used and abused. So I'm just going to go ahead and staple that on there with twine, which I also repurpose, and I'll add a candy cane that he will enjoy as a treat. Tie a pretty label to the twine or just write it with marker under the bag like I do. So after years of pleading, I caved in and we purchased a Nintendo Switch as a family style gift. We already have a trip planned for spring next year that the kids already know about, so that wasn't an option. So my husband and I discussed it, and we just thought that for the wide age gap that we have and the big different seasons that we have in our kids right now with older teens and then young elementary kids, this is just something that's going to serve our family well. As if we're not together enough, this promotes more togetherness and just family bonding, and I'm looking forward to family game nights. And so I've picked up a few extras, like extra remotes or game controllers, because there are so many of us, and some fun games. I'm really looking forward to Smash Brothers and Just Dance, some of those classics. And these are really the only type of games that I'm going to allow, cooperative family style games. And it's been 3 years since we've had a game system in our home. That was a nice detox. My son had one, but then he sold it to fund some supplies and a tank for an axolotl that he was breeding. All right, and so what I like to do for bundle gifts, like gifts that are supposed to go together, I like to take one of my decorative baskets and put them all in there. I'm adding this wreath that I'm not using in my Christmas decor this year, and then I'll just put it away for the following year. And yeah, as if baskets, in our regular decor aren't pretty enough, why aren't we putting them under our Christmas tree? One of our holiday time traditions is to dry oranges to hang on our Christmas tree and wreaths and a cranberry garland. And so I always have dried oranges on hand this time of year, and adding those to these paper bag gifts, it just looks so pretty. It smells nice, and it adds like that freshness, right, to your paper gift wrapping. So, my sweet 16-year-old teen daughter, her big item that she wished for are binoculars. She likes to bird watch. I mentioned in my Christmas stocking video that she collects vintage pins. Her great aunt sent her this stew pin. It's stew over a stove. I love it. So we've been wrapping our gifts, not just holidays, but throughout the year, birthday and special occasions, in our play silks. This is actually a Japanese custom, and you don't have to use a play silk. You can use a headscarf, neck scarf is what they're called, a cloth, linen, anything that you may have that is pretty, and you just tie a knot or a bow, and that's it. So simple. My favorite way to wrap gifts, there really isn't anything prettier than a gift wrapped in a silk. All right, so still talking about my teen girl, she is not a tech person, and actually she just completed a year of not having a phone by choice. She wanted to disconnect. She would never ask for these, but she really needs them, and they're in her favorite color. I mean, they're olive. I want these. So these are the Samsung wireless headbuds, and she needs them for school. She runs, so she needs them for that. She needs them for the gym. We go to the gym at least 4 times a week, and she's just always untangling her like cord headphones, right? And she actually takes pride in that she's probably one of the few people left that have wired headphones. So she's not going to expect these, but although she's not techie, she will appreciate it because she does appreciate practical type gifts, and she's going to use these every day. I'm so excited for her to open those up. You guys, I'm in this new season of parenting older teens, like teens that are almost adults. So I'll let you in on our private life a little bit. This week, I actually took both of my teenagers to get their learner's permit. I have 2 children that are legal drivers. It was such a moment for me. We made it a big deal. We had a date, we went for breakfast. DMV isn't a fun place, but they're so wonderful. They made it a fun experience, not just for themselves, but for me. And again, I'm going to bundle all of these gifts up because they're all for her. I'm going to put them in a bulga basket. And something else that makes these silks look so pretty are herbs from your garden and twine. It just adds like more of those tones, like those earth natural tones and texture and dimension. And so, how we label our silk wrapped or our cloth wrapped gifts is if it's in a basket, then you can just add twine and your label to the basket. But if it's an individual gift like this, I'll wrap it in twine. I'll make a little gift tag out of paper, hole punch it, and just add it to the twine. And if you're not using twine, you can always use a clothespin, or it's super easy to just tuck it in the wrap itself. Super simple. Thanksgiving weekend, we went to watch the new Disney movie Encanto with our family, actually, because it is based in Colombia and we are a Colombian, double Colombian family. My family's Colombian, my husband's family is Colombian. And since then, we've been obsessed. Like, we're obsessed with the movie. I cannot wait until it hits Disney Plus. But we've been obsessed with the soundtrack. And so I bought my Luna. She's now seen the dolls at Target. So I picked her up, Mirabel and Isabela, 2 sisters in the story. And I can't wait to give these to her. She's the Barbie girl. She is my one daughter that just loves Barbies, can play Barbies all day, every day. If you haven't seen the movie, I would suggest to go watch it. I mean, we don't go to the movie theater often because I just rather sit in the comfort of my home. And then there are so many of us that it's actually quite a costly experience for us. But this one is worth it. It really is. And if you're going to wait until it does hit Disney Plus, at least listen to the soundtrack. It's amazing. The movie was based on like a fictional place in Colombia, like a fictional land. It wasn't necessarily geographically correct, but I feel like they did a great job at including the botany of Colombia. They included the Amazon rainforest, and they definitely did a good job with including the music, traditional food, the people, what they wear, and our culture. The movie, it was fun, super fun for the kids, but I feel like it also had a message for adults. Being a child of a first generation immigrant, I just related to it so much with the generational trauma of migrating and breaking those family generational traits that maybe are just not so healthy after all, or just not with the modern times. I sobbed the entire time. So if you love a good Disney family movie, if you're Hispanic, if you're Colombian, even more, go watch this movie. It was wonderful. Something else that I use for larger gifts or for a lot of gifts during the holiday season are these large canvas gift bags. So you can find them on Amazon, plain canvas. They also have all sorts of prints and fabrics for holidays and for birthdays. They fold super flat for storage, or I like to put my delicate Christmas decor in these. All right, and so I use those for gifts that family sends. So we live far away from all of our family. There are some households or members that never skip a beat and always send each of my kids a gift. These are from my grandparents, so the kids' great grandparents. My grandma is just so awesome. She'll ask my aunt to help her browse my Amazon wish list, and she'll send us intentional, meaningful gifts that we actually need for homeschool, or, the kids want. Like this beautiful linen apron. It's like a cross strap apron that you just slip on for my teen. She's been eyeing one of those for a while. All right, and so what I first do with these is I label them individually. And so just use these sticker gift labels from, these are from Dollar Tree, just to cut corners. Now you just want to be sure that if you're going to recycle boxes, for example, we won't be, because these are board games and we'll need those boxes for storage. But if you were to recycle them, just be sure to rip off this sticker before you place your boxes into recycle. Speaking of families, I am curious as to how many of you spend the holiday season with family, like with grandparents and cousins and aunts and uncles and siblings, or do you have a more intimate holiday with just your husband and your children at home? My husband and I are both Hispanic. We come from very large Colombian families. And before he joined the military, a decade ago, in our mid 20s, we lived in our hometown where everyone just lives 20 to 30 minutes from each other. And so our holidays were always these big, huge family gatherings for Noche Buena, for Christmas Day, and then New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. But since joining the military and living in all sorts of parts of the country, we've become an independent family, and it's not always feasible to travel home for the holidays. And so we went from having these huge extended family Christmas traditions to reinventing those to fit our own family, and now having these intimate holidays. I'll admit that the first few years it was so different and it was hard for me. But then as the years went by and we started again reinventing those traditions and then even making our own, I love intimate holidays, and I wouldn't have it any other way. Now that we do live just a few hours away from family where we can drive down every weekend if we wanted to, we've actually had to set boundaries, friendly, kind boundaries, just to be able to keep it that. That's something that I cherish so much, are calm and slow and intimate, restful holidays. Now that I've labeled each gift independently, now I'm just going to tuck them all into a canvas bag. I have several of them, so I can use one for each like household that sends gift. So I love and appreciate my family so much for loving on my babies. But I don't really like wrapping all these gifts. So you guys, this I started doing this like 3 years ago, 2 years ago maybe, and this it reinvented the wheel for me. Also reduces the clutter under my Christmas tree. I like to put these out early, like gifts from family. And so if you do that, be mindful that these are easy to open up and for a child to take a peek. So, obviously you're having that discussion of integrity with your children. And then I like to adorn it with, again, an ornament or decor that I'm maybe not using this year, add a gift tag. That's it. It's done. So tell me, what are some of your favorite holiday traditions? We have a few, again, like I said, that we've reinvented for our independent family. But I'd say that one of our biggest is going to shop for a Christmas tree. We don't do artificial Christmas trees, so every year around Thanksgiving, we head out in our Christmas gear, whether that's Christmas jammies or sweaters or whatever, and together we pick out the perfect Christmas tree. And so we also do family Christmas jammies, matching Christmas jammies, and we wear those to decorate our tree. And let me know if any other large families had such a hard time finding family Christmas jammies that match in sizes for your large family. I had to stock Target and place several orders to get all of our sizes done, and even so, I couldn't find a jammy for our dog. So, Christmas jammies is a tradition that we've been doing at this point for like, I think 13 years, something crazy like that. Wow, I love that tradition. Let's see what else. We watch, of course, Christmas movies, a lot of baking. For Noche Buena at home, we kind of do like a family game night. So we do the white elephant or the mitten game. This year, we're doing a Secret Santa gift exchange. This is the time of year that my husband gets the longest break out of the year, and so we do try to put aside a budget to squeeze in several date nights while he's on break. And they're like holiday related date nights, with towns that are adorned with Christmas lights and Christmas trees, or we'll finish some last minute Christmas shopping for each other. And so I look forward to that like holiday date night tradition every year. My aunt, the kid's great aunt, she's another one that never skips a beat. And I wanted to show you, look at these hair chopsticks. Anyone else grow up in the 90s where these were super trendy? I mean, I know that these are a like custom in Asian cultures, but here, in America, I know that these were trending in the 90s. And so my daughters are into these now, and she sent these over for my teen. How beautiful. My last suggestion for low waste wrapping today is burlap. I reuse and repurpose burlap every year for wreaths, and then I don't want the same style, so I undo the wreath and I make bows or garland instead. And what I'm wrapping here is some sort of expensive computer part. I know that it's not the motherboard, but it's another really important part to putting together a PC. My teenage son, he's 15, and that's actually like his big school project this year, is putting together a PC desktop from scratch. And so again, this part, most of the parts are pretty pricey, but this is all that he's been wanting all year. So it's all that he asked for his birthday. We got him a few parts. This is all that he wants for Christmas as well. And he's just about done collecting all the parts to put it together. So the main purpose of this PC or this desktop will be for school, but of course he's also going to use it for personal reasons, for gaming. It is an electronic, but this is something that I can get behind. I mean, this is computer engineering, and it's going to count as an entire credit. So I'm struggling a little bit here because I'm actually using burlap ribbon. That's all that I have on hand. But if you can, what you actually want to use is burlap fabric. So a yard of burlap or a roll of burlap, you can find it at a fabric store. I've seen burlap rolls at Michael's and at Walmart. So ideally that's what you want to use, but again, I'm just going to use what I have on hand. For now, I'm going to pin this, secure it until I wrap this with some twine, and maybe I'll add a decorative ornament. So you guys, I am about a few people away from hitting 5,000 subscribers here on my channel. It was my goal for this year, for 2021, to reach 5K. So thank you so much for that, for everyone that has been subscribed for years, and for all of my new subscribers this year. I feel like it's taken a long time to see growth here on this platform. I've grown this community organically, so it's all been just by putting out work. And because I am a mom first, I know that there have been seasons where that work hasn't been consistent, so I'm sure that that's hurt my following as well. I feel like the most popular channels and homeschool related channels is what I'm talking about, are more also like lifestyle type of channels, very chatty, sit in front of the camera. And that's just not what my channel has been since the very beginning. It's been more of a true homeschooling channel, like hands-on, let me show you what we're doing, what we're planning, inspiration and ideas for unit studies, book hauls, a little bit of curriculum hauls here and there. And although I do try to step out of my comfort zone a little bit with some day in the life videos, if I change it to a lifestyle channel, it's not really true to my intentions for this space and my vision from the very beginning. So I do share more lifestyle and big family style content on my Instagram handle, but I've been praying and meditating on what my place is in this platform and this voice, and I don't know, I'm thinking about branching out to another type of platform where I can chat more and share my thoughts, maybe share my testimony, my story, invite other mothers to hear more stories that can help me bring more inspiration to this community. So I'm praying, and I'm excited to see what 2022 has in store. So speaking of the new year, do you have any New Year resolution? Maybe not resolutions, maybe just a new goal. For me, really, it's a small one. It's a personal one. I would like to add one more day to my gym days. So we're good about going 4 times a week. We've been consistent with that for a while, but I would like to add a 5th day. So while we're an active family overall, I mean, we're at the beach or we're walking trails, but I would like to add one more day to strength training. So speaking of the new year, we do have this new year tradition where as a family, we like to start the brand new year, so the first day, trying something new as a family. So it really doesn't necessarily have to be anything big. It could be visiting a new beach that we've never gone to. It could be trying a new food of a different culture. We've been talking about heading to thrift stores and thrifting tennis rackets so that we can pick up tennis as a family. We have tennis courts around the corner from our house. Another fun idea I thought of was zip lining. I mean, other than my husband for work, he might have done some sort of rope training or exercise, but we've never done that as a family. And our local zoo offers a zip lining experience. So I thought, how fun would it be to start the new year day with ziplining? There's something about just starting the new year, doing something different, being a bit adventurous, that sets the tone for the rest of the year for us. That's a wrap for this video, no pun intended. I hope that you enjoyed my extra chattiness in this video and that you were able to gather some ideas and inspiration for low-waste Christmas wrapping. So give this video a thumbs up if you did enjoy it. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already and help me reach my goal of 5K. I will be taking a break through the new year to enjoy my family and my husband, but not before I bring you one more holiday inspired video. It's going to be a December day in the life, so stay tuned for that.